Hello again, racing fans. Ellis Park Mike here with HorseRacingBarns.com. Another bombs away day at Belmont on Thursday. We did have the first four. We did have the first two legs of the late pick four, but it was a 49 to 1 shot and a 50 to 1 shot. So bombs away there at Belmont, and another carryover, huge carryover. We're going to do Pimlico's card tomorrow or today because of the big stake races they have there, and we're going to highlight all those stake races. The whole card is like 13 races, and I cannot get it all fit in here, so we're going to do the highlights, which are the race 6 and then race 8 through 13. Race 9, 10, 11, and 12 is a $200,000 guaranteed pick 4. We're going to definitely look at that. So let's go start with race number 6, which is a 6 furlong stake called the Skip It. And this is for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. My top pick in here is going to be number 3, Valiant Passion. This was a private purchase by Team Valor a couple of years ago at Saratoga. Todd Putcher had the horse for a little while, and then Graham Motion took over. She only ran one time last year, and it was an emphatic win. And then she came back this year and ran here at Pimlico, set the pace, and then faded to 4th, beaten 6 lengths. I think she can rate. I don't believe she has to be on the front. This is a race loaded with speed. Johnny V gets on her. I believe she's the winner. I think she'll sit behind the pace and come and pounce. That race had to do her some good. My second choice will be the winner of that race that she was in, Bold Affair. And she can rate a little bit too. She's 2 for 2 since January. She's run twice since January. Both of them been wins. She's going to be a hard horse to beat, but I think this Valiant Passion is a little classier. We'll see. You got to use her as well. The other horse I like in here is number 6, Promise Me a Cat. And this is a horse coming in from New York. Had a little break between March and April 18th. Came back with a big win, going 6.5 furlongs. This is another filly that can sit behind the speed. I think that'll do. She'd be wise to do that. Castellano gets on this filly. He's ridden her before. For me, it's going to be 3, 4, and 6 in race number 6. Now we're going to skip over race 7 and move to race 8, which is the next stake race on the program. And it's the 6 furlong Miss Preakness. And this is for fillies that are only 3 years old. This starts a pick 5, a 50-cent pick 5, in case you're inclined. There's no guarantees on this pick 5, but, you know, if you think you can single in a couple places, it's worth a play. It's going to be a big pool because of all the action going on at Pimlico. My top pick is going to be number 3, Ageless, at a price. Lee Delacour is a capable young lady who can train horses. She's learned under Christophe Clement. This horse is undefeated, including a win here at Pimlico. This is a big step up for her. She's 20 to 1 morning line. It will be a challenge, but it appears this filly is headed in the right direction. She's just 3, so she's got a right to improve. I'm going to make her my top choice. My second choice is going to be number 7, Agave Kiss. Rudy Rodriguez. Here's an undefeated filly, 5 starts. She's a need-to-lead type. She will be in front. She's a New York bred, but she's beaten Open Company 3 times. She's an even money morning line, but there's other speed in here. I don't know that she's going to get loose on the lead, so she could be vulnerable. The other horse I like is number 4, Million Reasons Why. Johnny V stays with this filly. She ran in the Comely last time behind Broadway's Alibi and was 3rd in that race in only her 2nd start of the year. She was 3 for 4 before that. This is the first time she finished worse than 2nd. So for me, it's 3, 7, and 4 in the Miss Preakness. Race 9 starts that $200,000 guaranteed pick 4. And it's a 5 furlong turf sprint. The one horse is going to be a scratch in here because he ran yesterday at, or 2 days ago at Presque Isle. So he will not be in this race. So one's a scratch. My top pick's going to be number 2, Zeb. And there's a horse we picked the other day at Belmont, but the races got rained off. Talked to the owners the other day, and they opted for this spot since they couldn't run there. This horse is coming off a good third in the Shakertown, behind Perfect Officer and Great Mills. Anna Napravnik gets on this horse. She's rode him before. It's a kind of a tough heat, but I think he's a live long shot at 10-1. My second choice is going to be number 7, Super Chunky. This is a horse that's coming off a narrow defeat in his first start of the year here at Pimlico. Was beaten only a neck, finished third. Likes the distance. I think you got to put him in there. I like him for second. And my third choice in here is going to be number 12, Fiddler's Patriot for George Weaver. This horse was also entered at Belmont the other day and scratched because the races were taken off the turf. Johnny V stays with this horse. We talked about him a couple days ago, running in the Arctic at Woodbine and finishing a good 5th, beating only 3 3/4. Has never run a Pimlico. That's an issue, but obviously likes the distance and capable connections. So for me, it's going to be 2, 7, and 12 in race 9. Race 10 is the Grade 2 Black Eyed Susan at 1 1/8 on the main track. My top pick and probably my single in all the gimmicks on this program is going to be number 3, Welcome Guest. And this is a horse that I've been high on ever since she first debuted down at Gulfstream. She ran second that day. She came back with an emphatic win. She was second in the Comely, beating the Million Reasons Why horse and finishing second to Broadway's Alibi. And we know what she did in the Kentucky Oaks. She ran her heart out and was narrowly beaten. She will be my key horse in all these gimmicks on Friday. Mama Kimbo is my second choice. Actually, she's not. She's my third choice. And Lingerie will be my second choice for Todd Pletcher. An Empire Maker filly. Won the Grade 3 Bourbonette on the Poly last time out. Is bred for the distance. Has never tried it, but certainly got a chance to be any kind. I'll make her my second pick. And the Baffert filly will be my third pick, Mama Kimbo. I worry about the distance being a little too far for her. She's a Discreet Cat filly. Discreet Cat was strictly a sprinter. She's 6-5 morning line. I believe you can beat her, but you have to include her if you're doing spreading out. But for me, it's going to be 3, 7, and 4 in the Black Eyed Susan. Race number 11 is the Very One, and it's a 5-furlong sprint on turf for fillies and mares. There's a lot of ways you can go in here. The one horse is 1 for 1 at Pimlico and 1 for 2 at this distance, and has beat a couple of these horses in here. Last time out, tried the dirt at Parks, was a badly beaten 6th behind Agave Kiss. I think getting her back to grass might be a help. She's 20-1 morning line. This is a spread race for me. Number 2 is You Need Me. 1 for 3 on the sprinting on turf, but looks like she's bred for the distance. You know, this might be asking a little much for her. She hasn't run this year. She's been working well at Penn National, but you know, you'd hate for her to beat you. Number 5, High Quality. Tony Dutrow, Castellano. Bred for the grass, has only tried it 7 times with only 1 win, but she's coming out of a couple of stakes. She's obviously got good connections and well bred. I think you got to use her. Number 6 is Inspired, and this was a horse that was favored in the Giants Causeway at Keeneland a few weeks ago. Finished a good 4th, beaten only a length and a half, and they were flying up front. She gets a 1/2 furlong shorter. Johnny V sticks with her. She's a speed, and might be. It could be a hot pace. She's going to be involved in that. Kind of makes me want to, you know, not single her, and she's 2-1 morning line. Also, number 7, Jazzy Idea. She's a win in a 2nd and 2 starts here at Pimlico, both going 5 furlongs. Was 2nd behind the number 1 horse, 3 back, and then came back to win. and then came back to win again at Belmont, emphatically, in the 30 flags, beating a nice filly of Pletcher's named Sweet Cat. Dominguez gets on board. Gotta like her. And lastly, number 9, Well Deserved. Also exiting the Giants Causeway at Keeneland. First start for her off a layoff that day, and she ran a big second. Leperoux comes right back and rides her back. She has 2 wins sprinting on the turf. So I'm going to go deep in here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And the last leg of that pick 4 is the Grade 3 Pimlico Special at 1 mile and 3/16. And this is a great field. They've just started this race back after a few years not having it. It's also the first half of the Pimlico Special Preakness Daily Double. There's so many ways to go in here. Boy, this is a very, very competitive race. I landed on number 8, Alternation. This horse is undefeated in 3 starts this year. Kept good company as a 3-year-old, ran in the Arkansas Derby, the Peter Pan, the Super Derby, the Jim Dandy. Has done nothing wrong since turning 4. Is getting a few pounds up, but I don't believe it's going to be an issue. I think the race sets up nice for him. I think he'll set him behind some speed, but he will be prominent. My second choice is the gutty Mission Impassable. I mean, all this horse does is run his heart out every time. He's made $1.2 million. He's run twice this year, a Grade 1 and a Grade 2, and he was second in both. A hard luck loss the first time out. Soundly beaten in the second time out, but you know, I think he's had a little time. He's been working well. Belmont, Pletcher, and Castellano. You never want to let him beat you because he's going to try hard. My third pick is number 3, Hymn Book. Won the Don, beating Mission Impassable by a nose back in February. Took some time off, came out in April and run into Oaklawn Handicap and was beaten by Alternation. He just kind of ran around there and really didn't make a move. He just kind of stayed in the same place the whole way around. I don't know whether he didn't like the track or what, but he's capable to win here. He's won nearly half of his 15 starts. But for me, it's going to be 8, 6, and 3 in the Pimlico Special. And probably use all of those and work them into that Preakness Double. The last race is the 1 mile and 16th Hilltop for 3-year-old fillies. It's on the grass. I like a little filly in here named Shanxi for Lee Delacour again. He's taking the blinkers off this filly. She ran Keeneland last time out and just kind of ran an even race. She didn't make a move either way. She just kind of stayed on the rail and was very lackluster. Maybe the blinkers were the reason why. I don't know. They're taking them off. She's been working good. I like her. Number 3, Coup, Graham Motion, Johnny V. I know they were high on this young filly down in Florida over the winter. She's done nothing wrong in her 3 starts, 2 seconds and a win. Working well also at Fair Hill. Got to go out to the outside here. Third pick is going to be number 9, Appealing Cat. Again, Graham Motion. Don't know if this horse is going to run. He's listed nobody to ride it, so this might be a scratch. She's won on the grass. She's coming out a big second at Keeneland in an allowance race. A good second, getting beat only a half length. Also, number 10, Anna Sophia. A third at Keeneland in an allowance race in her last start, and it was off of a layoff. Billy Mott, Mike Smith gets on this one. She's done nothing wrong in her 4 starts, especially her 2 grass races have been good. I'd include her too, but my top pick would be 2. And I want everybody to have a good Black-Eyed Susan. We'll be back for Saturday's Preakness card, and we'll do all the stakes there. Don't forget there's a big carryover at Belmont as well. Have good luck on Friday, and remember that any day at the track is a good day.